When I started my YouTube channel, other than my significant other, I told exactly one friend. And the only reason I told him was because he was also starting a YouTube channel around the same time. But outside of that, I kept my mouth shut, and I would highly recommend you do the same, because the second you start sharing your channel with other people, everything can change. So today I'm going to share 10 reasons why you should not tell people about your YouTube channel, at least not yet. So let's get to it. So the first reason you should not tell anyone about your YouTube channel when you're first getting started is you're going to start making videos for those people as opposed to yourself and your audience. I think this is one of the biggest traps that new YouTubers can fall into. You'll start thinking about what other people think a lot earlier than you should, and that's really going to make it difficult for you to make what you truly enjoy. Instead of making content that you personally love and that your audience connects with, you're going to start thinking about the few people that you've told about your channel and what they may think, and that's simply just not a good recipe for success. For example, you may want to post something that's super niche, but if you're thinking, I wonder what my coworkers and my friends will think about this, my guess is you're going to start holding back. And some of the best YouTubers out there, in my opinion, make videos that they enjoy making and they want to see, as opposed to just making videos that would please other people and that they expected them to make. So my second reason you should not tell anyone about your YouTube channel right away is that it's going to create unnecessary anxiety. This was the main reason that I personally have not told but one person about my channel so far. I already have enough anxiety as it is about doing this and being uncomfortable. So the last thing I need is friends and family and coworkers and people that I know from different walks of life knowing about my channel and me thinking about what they may think every time I'm sitting here in front of my camera with a huge light shining at my face. YouTube is hard enough as it is. Why add the stress of what other people think to the equation? So I have no immediate plans to tell anyone about this channel for the foreseeable future. So if you're watching this, I want you to focus on getting better at filming, editing, scripting, and all of the different things that you could do to make better quality videos and not worry about what other people think. And the best way to do that is just simply to not tell them. Now, if they stumble upon your channel organically, that's one thing. You can address it as those things happen. But when you're first getting started on YouTube, very few people are watching your videos. So the chances of someone you know actually finding your content is very, very low. Just to add one more point here is that this is the primary reason most people do not start YouTube channels. They can't overcome the anxiety of getting in front of a camera and thinking about how they look and sound, especially when they watch their videos back and they have to edit it and hear themselves talk over and over and over again. I still go through this, and every video I post, I still do with a little bit of a healthy anxiety, but I certainly don't need to add anything additional to the mix. So if you're nervous about putting yourself out there already, telling people about your channel early on is just going to make things worse. The third reason it doesn't make any sense to tell people about your YouTube channel right away is that they simply won't care. I'm just going to tell it like it is. Most people just don't give a fuck. They care about themselves. They're thinking about what's going on in their own lives. And while they may give you a thumbs up and a pat on the back when you tell them about your channel, they're simply not going to meet your expectations in watching your videos and commenting and sharing them. So there's really no reason to go down that path. Everybody has their own lives, their own distractions, their own jobs, their own hobbies. But the reality is, even if they do look at your channel, watch a couple of your videos, in a couple of days, they're probably not going to think about it again. I would also say with a lot of these points, turn it around and put it on yourself. Think about if someone you know started a channel. Would you analyze every video they posted? Would you provide proactive feedback to them? Would you go on there and like and subscribe? Or would you simply just maybe watch the first video they sent you, tell them that's awesome, you did a great job, keep doing it, and then just kind of move on with your life? Chances are that's probably more realistic. So you're probably not going to get as much out of telling people about your channel as you think you might, because they simply won't care. The fourth reason that is not helpful to tell people about your channel is that early support is not as helpful as you might think. You might think, oh, my friends, they can be my early supporters, and then they can look back on this and we can talk about how they were the first people that subscribed to my channel and so on and so forth. But the reality is that your friends and family are very likely not the audience that you're actually going for. The real audience, the people that your content is actually geared towards and that will actually engage with your content, are probably just strangers that are interested in the topic that you're discussing and not necessarily you. Another thing that people don't talk about a lot is that if you get your friends and family involved on your channel, you have them subscribe to the channel early on, but they're not actually watching your content, this can mess up your analytics in a big way. YouTube might think your videos just aren't engaging, and then the algorithm might work against you as a result. So my advice here is just simply don't tell your friends and family about your YouTube channel unless it's absolutely necessary. And then maybe you can do it down the line when you've posted 100, 200 videos videos, and you've already given YouTube enough time to understand your channel and your audience. The fifth reason I don't think you should tell people about your YouTube channel: if you're going to be a successful YouTube creator one day, 99.9% of your audience is going to be people that you don't know. And so when you can grow your YouTube channel without telling anybody, you know it's because your content resonated with the audience that you were targeting. And it's not just people supporting you out of obligation. So an example of this is some of the comments I've gotten on the videos that I've posted so far. People telling me that they've gotten a lot out of my videos, or they're asking me for a particular Notion template that I talked about. These are all amazing. They're from complete strangers who I've never met, probably never will meet in real life. And so that to me is amazing. It's much more gratifying than a nice job from a friend, although those are nice, but someone that I've never met who doesn't owe me anything telling me that they got value out of something that I shared, that's pretty fucking awesome. So I implore you to keep your YouTube circle small. Do not tell anybody if you can help it. And if you do, tell very few people that you can really trust to give you honest feedback, because the external comments and feedback and validation will carry much more weight, in my opinion. The sixth reason that I don't think you should tell people about your YouTube channel when you're first getting started is that you can always tell people later, but you can never untell them. You can always decide to tell people about your channel later once you're confident in what you're creating. But the reality is, once you tell people, there's no taking it back. And so keeping it private for a while allows you to experiment, make mistakes, and improve along the way without worrying about feeling like you have an audience watching your every move. For example, imagine you tell a bunch of people about your channel early on, and then you decide to pivot to something completely different because you decided, well, you simply didn't like that topic anymore, or you ran out of ideas and you found a new passion somewhere else in another niche that you really, really enjoy. Now you're making totally different content, and you may feel stuck and ashamed of telling all those people in the first place. So always remember, you can't untell someone about your channel, but you can always tell them later. So the seventh reason you should not tell anyone about your YouTube channel in the beginning is that it helps you stay consistent without external pressure. When you tell people about your channel, you're creating pressure on yourself to prove something. You're going to feel like if you're not growing fast enough or getting enough views or enough likes, that you're simply not doing enough. The reality is, YouTube can be a very long game, and everybody's channels grow at different rates. Instead of just focusing on creating, you're going to end up focusing on the wrong things. But the beauty of it is, when no one knows, you're not thinking about any of that. You can move at your own pace, experiment, and build a healthy habit without feeling like people are waiting on results. So avoid that external pressure at all costs for now. Work on being more consistent and creating better content. The rest will take care of itself. The eighth reason you should not be telling people about your channel in the beginning is that you're going to be getting unwanted advice from people who simply just don't understand YouTube. The second people find out that you've started a channel and you've told them about it, you're going to start getting everyone's opinions. Have you thought about making vlogs? Do you also post on TikTok? You should. It's a great idea. It's a huge platform. Instagram Reels. You should definitely focus on that. That's what I watch. Oh, my cousin does YouTube. You should talk to him. He knows exactly what to do. If someone hasn't actually built a successful YouTube channel, all of that advice is just simply noise. By keeping it quiet in the beginning, you can avoid all of the well-meaning but unhelpful advice that can distract you from your actual strategy. The ninth reason that you should not tell anyone about your channel in the beginning is that you probably won't feel as embarrassed about your first few videos. Let's be honest. Everyone's first few videos are rough. I'm no exception, and my guess is if you're also new to YouTube, you are likely in the same boat. Maybe your lighting was off, your audio wasn't great, you weren't natural on camera, you put too many GIFs on the screen like I did. It's all part of the process. But I can tell you from personal experience here that when I knew no one that I knew was watching those videos, it's a lot easier to live with them. I can push through that phase of my YouTube journey and not feel super self-conscious about it. Now, a year from now, hopefully you and I can look back and say, okay, now I'm making videos that I'm incredibly proud of, much higher quality. And then when you tell people, you'll have videos that you're actually proud of. So give yourself some time to be embarrassed and work through all of the little things that you got to figure out along the way in your first few videos before telling anybody about your channel. And the final reason that I don't think you should tell people about your YouTube channel is that it keeps you focused on the right metrics. When people you know start watching your videos, it's easy to get caught up in who is watching them instead of how your channel is growing and the total numbers that you have coming in. You might start checking if your coworkers saw your videos instead of looking at metrics that actually matter, like watch time and click-through rate. By keeping it private, you're going to focus on the things that actually matter, which at the end of the day is making great videos that the audience can resonate with. So if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel or you're just getting going, My advice, don't tell anybody for now. Focus on creating and experimenting and finding your own voice first. And when you're ready, you can tell people or not, but it's up to you. Just remember, there's no going back. You can't untell someone, but you can always tell them later. So what do you think? Did you tell people about your YouTube channel when you first got started, or are you keeping it a secret? Let me know in the comments. If you're watching this video today, very likely we've never met. My name is Steven. I'm a VP of sales at a tech company here in New York City, and also a part-time content creator here on YouTube. If you're interested in learning more about what it's like to start a new YouTube channel here in 2025, I post videos once or twice a week on that topic, as well as career growth, living in new cities, and some other things I'm passionate about. And if you're interested in some of the other things you should be thinking about as a new YouTuber, check out some of these videos. Subscribe to the channel, like this video because it does help a lot with the algorithm, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.